I wanted to ask the question about these treasury companies is what's going to happen to all this Bitcoin, right? What's going to happen? Is it going to sit there like Satoshi's million or forever? MicroStrategy trading flat to it, or converted into an ETF, or what?
What do you, when you say what's going to happen? I mean, the treasury company is going to accumulate them. They're going to finance their accumulation as much as they possibly can.
But
right?
that's going to come to an end. That's going to hit a wall.
From my point of view, Katalin, I mean, I hope it just sits there, because the danger is going to come when they start leveraging their balance sheet and using it creatively and tokenizing shares, and someone's going to be unscrupulous about it, and then like if someone's too levered up on debt, they're going to have to liquidate and blah blah blah. But like, I hope, that's why I said earlier, I hope everyone is as diamond handed as Michael Saylor, because he is. Like, say what you will about him, but he's committed to his ideology, and that hasn't changed.
They're all committed. It's their business plan to be diamond handed. If they did not accumulate the spot commodity, you could sue them for misrepresentation.
But if you read some of those SEC filings, Ram, I mean, you see how they say they're going to like use leverage. They're going to lend it out. I mean, they're not saying they're going to be diamond handed. Michael Saylor, I think, probably is, but others, I mean, in their announcements,
lending out, you still have title to the asset. They're just earning yield in a productive manner, which is a smart strategy. They should do that, but they're net buyers.
Yeah, as long as it's done responsibly. Like I'm sure, like Genesis thought they were responsible. I'm sure there's plenty of like I know BlockFi thought they were being responsible. Like I know Steve Ehrlich, who I used to get confused with at Voyager, like he thought he was being responsible. So
that was rehypothecation. That was non-banks pretending to be banks. That's what caused the blow up of 2021. This is very different than that. That I don't see any evidence that that's happening currently. It's not saying that that's not happening in smaller scale. I'm sure it is somewhere. I don't see any evidence of that happening, writ large. I'm always on the lookout for that. I don't see that kind of behavior yet.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. It's just the question is, what is the end game, right? Because eventually you can't really increase the Bitcoin per share anymore. It hits a ceiling. Actually, it's going to start decreasing. And then what happens to the shares? And what do you do? And then how do you get creative? So it's just ask. And these questions are unanswered. There is no actual answer by any of, by Microsoft or any of these companies, how it's going to continue to be somehow profitable and worthwhile.
I was saying a lot of the miners have obviously had to go down this route, and they've rebranded. They're turning into data center businesses. They're merging. They're getting the scale. So I do agree 100% that I think that's probably where the market goes. But I think we're away from that. But it's definitely one of those things that people will start to look at when you break it down under the hood.
But when you say consolidation, like it's already the fact that a third and targeting a half of the liquid supply of Bitcoin is owned by a small US company. That makes Bitcoin inappropriate for any central bank to hold as a digital gold central bank reserve asset. It's already a problem for large corporations like Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, McDonald's, who all voted this down to buy it and put it on the balance sheet, because a small company controls so much of the supply. So it's actually closing off very exciting, much more promising use cases for Bitcoin. And if there's even more consolidation, then that's even more the case.
I think I think, Ram, to what you said, I mean, I'm not seeing evidence of this either. But I can just tell you that, at least my experience is that people are going to push the envelope. And I mean, it's starting from like prime brokers are not accepting like crypto treasury stocks as safe collateral yet. It's actually funny. I wrote a story on this a few months ago, and I said that at that point in time, they weren't even accepting like IBIT shares as collateral. And then I think actually like a week after I wrote that, one of the big banks, maybe it was JPM or Goldman, one of them started taking those shares as collateral. And I just, at some point it's going to happen because it's in their business plans.
Yeah, you're right. It'll happen at some point, not now.
Yeah,
Laura and I first met when Genesis and DCG were in the shenanigans, and BlockFi and Celsius, and I was a critic on Twitter for about all of them to a name. I don't see that now though.
Yeah,
and it's a cleaner system now.
Yeah, but the other thing too, I mean, just play devil's advocate as well, is right now markets are good. I mean, if there is wrongdoing, it's going to be harder to see. I mean, to paraphrase Buffett again, like you find out who's swimming with no clothes once the tide goes out, and right now it's high tide.